Hey, it's Nikki Thompson and welcome to Tea with Nikki, Embracing Your Sexual Energy. And today's episode, I'm talking about how courage and orgasms are connected. And it's a little bit different to what you're probably expecting, but I'm looking forward to chatting to you about this. Now, I would just also like to say before we get started into today's episode I would love to make sure that you are joining us over inside our free Facebook group. So over on Facebook, I have the free group. It's called Momentum. And if you search for Momentum with Nikki in the groups or click on the link below in the show notes, you'll be able to come and join us. And I do a free masterclass every month. I do challenges. We've just finished up our 10-day orgasm challenge inside that group, which was so well received. It was amazing. We also do a range of different kind of Q&A sessions and some other fun stuff to talk about how to support you on your own journey. So come and join us over there. That would be great. So today's topic is really inspired by a recent conversation or situation that I was in. So you would have heard me talking a lot if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, or if you haven't, if this is the first time, then welcome. But I talk a lot about embracing our sexual energy through orgasm or self-pleasure practice, which allows us to kind of open up that channel, that intuition, and help us listen to it. It helps us to unblock that our creativity so we can open that up. It helps us to reconnect with our physical body, which can improve our confidence and clarity in what we're looking for in our life. Now, it's all well and good to have a self-pleasure practice, and it's definitely amazing to help you with your own confidence. But if you do not have the courage to take action on what your intuition is telling you, then you cannot move forward and have the life that you really want. It's amazing to see women like learning different things. They're embracing a self-pleasure practice. They're listening on how to embrace their sexual energy, yet there might be something, this little whisper in their body, this little whisper of their intuition saying, this relationship isn't good for you, or saying, this job direction isn't what's best for you, or saying, this action that you're doing every day is stressing you out. Or it could be saying no when you just really want to say yes because it's easier. Or it could be saying yes, but you're saying no because it's easier. If we do not have the courage to actually take action on what our intuition is telling us, then nothing is going to change. So last week, I was in a situation where I had recently started doing some work for this beautiful woman. She's an amazing businesswoman, and I was really excited. And I'd started doing work with her a few weeks prior, and we'd have many conversations. And the conversations, I'm getting so much better at this. I'm very clear about exactly what I can do. I'm very clear about what I enjoy doing. I'm very clear about my pricing. And then we started working together, and things slowly started shifting. It started shifting into, I was working here, but now I'm kind of doing this other stuff. And then it was slowly shifting, questions around pricing or questions around hours and what was required. And it slowly started shifting, and I wasn't speaking up. And what happened, it got to a point where my gut was just like, no, this is too many red flags. This isn't in alignment anymore. Now, typically, I would have just continued. And I would have continued because I wanted everyone to be happy. I would have continued because I wanted to be nice. And I would have continued because I kept thinking, my reputation is on the line. I don't want to upset this person, or, I don't want to do anything that could jeopardize things. And I sat back and I started a couple of nights in a row. I was having nightmares. And so my intuition is really screaming at me at this point. And I stopped. And this was partway through the 10-day orgasm challenge that I was running in my group. And in this orgasm challenge, I'm talking about listening to your intuition. That's the whole point. It's about opening it up and listening to it, and it's something I'm very familiar with. However, the thing that I still will always need practice in, and just like everybody else, is having the courage to listen and take action. Because sometimes it's fucking hard to take the action that our intuition is telling us. And this particular situation was it. So I continued to do the work, and things weren't going well. Things were there was like a glitch with this software program that I've used a million times before. I've never had this glitch before, and I'm spending hours trying to fix it. Another clear sign. I felt like just a bit sick in the tummy when I was doing another piece of work for her, and it was just wasn't feeling great. And so I stopped and I meditated on it, and I'm like, okay, how does this version of Nikki, how does she show up and respond to this situation? Because the old Nikki is what's showing up right now, and she's continuing to please everybody. She's continuing to say yes when she wants to say no. She's continuing to kind of make decisions based on fear. Okay, we don't want that anymore. How does the new Nikki, how does she show up in this situation? What does she do? What does she say, and how does she say it? And I heard this amazing quote, a statement today in a call, and they said, kindness is honesty wrapped in respect. And I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. And that's exactly where I was coming from when I made this call last week. And I was completely honest and very respectful, and just said that I felt out of alignment. This isn't what we had originally agreed on. This isn't where I want to continue going down. I don't feel like this is the best fit for me. I really respect you and your vision and what you're doing, but this isn't where I want to go, and I'm going to be stepping back. And her response, because I was just sweating when I was saying this, was that, oh, that feels good. Yes, you're right. And I was like, what? I was freaking out. I've been like busting my ass to do all this stuff, and yet when I was kind and open and honest and transparent, it was exactly what needed to be said. And I started to so we finished this call and everything's beautiful, and there's the potential of other projects that are in a lot full alignment with what I'm doing and with who I am in the future. And it made me realize, fuck, what if I had have done this so many more times in the past? And, I'm not going to dwell on that, because I feel like we're taking the action, and our life is a representation of our courage, our level of courage. But we're taking the action that is perfect for us in this moment. And we're constantly learning lessons, and the lessons will continue to show up until we've learnt them. And for me, this was a huge step for me, because I always like to be nice. And again, on this call this morning that I was listening to, it was like the difference between being nice and being kind is profound. Being nice is where you just say, yes, I'll give you everything that you want. Being kind is like, yes, I'm here to help you as long as it's in alignment. And so for me, it was just such a huge lesson, but I was so proud of myself for fully owning this particular situation. And I was really proud of myself for moving forward and just having that courage, listening and taking my own advice. Because often, and this is in the coaching world and in reality, is that we often teach what we need to learn. And so for me, if I'm going to take anyone's advice, I should definitely start by taking my own. And this was such an incredible example. So what I would love for you, and I really hope that you take this away this week, is what areas in your life are you not having the courage to take the action in? What parts of your life do you need to step up? And are you probably listening to your intuition, but are you having the courage to step forward and take the action that is needed? And it doesn't always have to be the most massive action. It could just be a tiny little step, whatever it is. But if we don't, we can do all of this work about owning ourselves and finding our true self and listening to our intuition and all of these things. But if we're constantly ignoring it, this is where things you're not going to create the life that you really want. And that's the whole point. And it's always talking about we're constantly growing, we're constantly learning. And the point is we want to constantly be taking action at that new level and not just taking action based on how we have always taken action in the past, because that's not going to create the life that you're really craving if you don't have it already. So some other examples could be, do you need to, like, for example, in terms of health and fitness, you're listening to your intuition. It's like, okay, my gut, physically, my gut is telling me that I don't like dairy. My gut, she's telling me, stop giving me dairy. I really don't like it. However, I love dairy. It tastes so good. So my tongue is saying, yes, give me the dairy. But my gut is saying, no, we don't like the dairy. I need to have the courage to take action, to step forward in a new way. How can I honor myself in the next level? And that's by nourishing beautifully. Now, another part of this is also having the courage to get help. So this morning I was doing a video. I love to do my videos on social media. And I was talking about how we don't always have to try and do everything on our own. So we might have the courage to take action, but we're feeling as though, shit, I don't know exactly what action I need to do, or I don't feel like I can do this on my own. And this is where hiring support, and it doesn't have to necessarily be paid support. It could be your best friend, it could be a partner, family members. It could be actually hiring a coach, actually hiring a trainer or a professional of some sort. And this is where we're taking the courage to take action and also have that accountability to move forward and take a different action, an action that is at our highest level, at our new level. This is when I talk about the new Nikki, is like the new level that I am at right now, as opposed to repeating the actions of what I've done in the past, because the actions that I've done in the past have got me to exactly where I am right now, which is great, but it's not going to get me to the next level, where I always feel as though continuing to grow, continuing to move forward is part of life. And that's what I love. I love to grow. I love to learn, and I love to implement, and I love to make changes in my life. It's just who I am. So we don't have to do it all on our own, and hiring someone to help you is definitely the way to go. And that's what I've personally done. This is why I gave you the food example. But for me personally, I've gone to hire someone to help me with food, because I've had lots of gut issues. I'm having iron issues and a few other things. And I've also gone back to hiring a personal trainer because I've had some injuries and just after having children, having some issues with core strength and back issues, I don't want it to get any worse. So again, I've gone and hired someone to help me do that, because we don't have to try and work it all out on our own. And that is definitely available. And again, if finances are an issue, it doesn't always have to be paid support. Getting partners, friends, family on board can also be really helpful, or simply looking online for, like, Googling stuff. And there's free programs. There could be some low cost programs and things like that as well. So things like that can help you get the support that you might need at a price that you can afford, as well as get you some of the results that you're really looking for in different parts of your life. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Remember, having the courage to take action is the pivotal point in creating the life that you want after we've learned the lessons that we need to learn. All right, I hope you have the most epic week, and I will chat to you again next week. See you later.